Hi Kyosho, what gives? Apparently all the plastics that you use. Yesterday I decided to do a little maintenance on my new brushless all-wheel drive Mini Z Pro. This is the most expensive chassis you sell and my most pampered one. It was never abused in any way, but guess what? This thing has more cracks in it than the red light district. I was willing to put up with your Phillips screws that nobody in the hobby uses anymore, with your frankly horrible front suspension, or with your 4 different radio protocols that no one transmitter is able to cover, so you can sell us more useless stuff, but this is getting ridiculous. I was expecting Japanese quality because I paid over $260 on a naked chassis and I got in return Banggood or Hobby King levels of frustration. And frustration from those guys is something to be expected, because they are cheap and cheerful, but you are not. I was at least expecting a chassis correctly assembled, but apparently it was too much to ask. Your specialist at the factory, insert sarcasm here, shoved the motor over the potentiometer cables, pinching them between the motor and the chassis. The quality of the plastics proves itself again, and the chassis cracked like a pretzel in 4 places. And oh joy, that unfortunate stupidity made one of my motor's ball bearings go bad. This is how I came to find out the real quality behind your product. By the way, nice cable management. There is a bracket there for the wires, but it is not used. You know why? Because it is too expensive to design a 2-cent bracket that will hold 3 wires for a brushless motor. So they decided to leave the same bracket from the brushed version in place, although it is useless in this case. Also, following the path to the ESC, we find the same policy. The case for the ESC was designed 100 years ago, for 2 wires brushed motors. So 3 wires won't fit unless you solder them backwards, putting stress on the PCB. How lazy is that? Do you want to know what the bill is for all this Japanese quality? Just another $100 in the pot. There is much more to say, but I think I will end it here.